The day before the Taliban arrived in Kabul, this supermarket was filled with people. That day doesn't leave my mind. I remember watching the shoppers buy their groceries and enjoy themselves. It was so crowded that I barely managed to set foot inside.
The Taliban came to our country hoping to gain political power. If they manage to bring peace and relief, people will probably accept them. Afghans will be okay with staying here if they bring economic relief and job opportunities.
Although some people agree with what the Taliban is trying to do in the country, the empty streets reflect the reality of life under the Islamic system.
We're not scared of the Taliban. I personally don't have any concerns about myself, but I'm worried about the future of my country. We don't want any more fighting.
I think maybe some people are okay with the Taliban and others are not. But I'm happy for now because there is no stealing, kidnappings, or murders. So I'm a little hopeful.
Armed militiamen can be seen throughout the city, asserting their control. Their faces, their clothes, even the way they drive through the streets stoke fear in people's hearts. Passers-by appear worried and anxiety can be seen in their eyes.
I have children, so I don't have plans to leave the country. Many of those who are leaving have been invited by foreign organizations. Many of them are afraid of the Taliban, but I don't fear them.
Most of the people's anger is aimed at the international community, especially the United States, who invaded Afghanistan 2 decades ago and left abruptly.
America was never here for the benefit of the Afghan people. They came to protect their own interests. But what about those of us who have been killed or now live under the cruelty of the Taliban?
Others voice disappointment at the previous political leadership.
I don't have any expectations from other countries, but I do have questions for former President Ashraf Ghani. He simply escaped and abandoned us here. If he knew he was leaving, why didn't he arrange a proper transition of power?
For the first time since the Taliban's takeover, I see a pair of women walking openly in the street. It's a sign of defiance against the emirate system. They're trying to show that the role of women in society is still very important. They pass by 2 men from the Taliban who appear unmoved.
If the Taliban imposes broad limitations, then all the traders will leave the country. They probably won't place limitations on men, but they will on women. And if this happens, they will leave. No one will stay.
The Green Gate belongs to a school for girls, but now it's locked. It was not too long ago when I would pass it on my way to work. In the entrance, there would be groups of young girls with backpacks and white veils over their heads. Now, the school appears to be empty, except for some young boys playing outside.
At the moment, the situation is fine, but it's not clear what will happen down the line. I do expect that maybe another country will get involved in what happens in Afghanistan, and that could affect things.
Today, some of the streets are crowded and others are completely empty. Some are sprawling with Taliban. I'm filming from inside the car to stay safe.
It will take 2 or 3 months before they reveal their true intentions. Nobody can truly predict what will happen. It depends on what the Taliban decides.
Little by little, people start to emerge from their homes. They're doing the best they can to get back to their daily lives. They're hoping to find some kind of normalcy in this new reality.